ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone beyond and in between, welcome back to LARPs and TARPs, to our slightly delayed E1 Froth. We had a little bit of a week off because our brains had literally melted to goo after the weekend.
Mine was a sticky residue.
It was brutally hot. But we're back and we're here to froth.
Bitch, I'm always frothing.
Yeah, look, it never ends. I feel like I just spend the 6 weeks between each event being like, can we go back?
And then suffer chronic depression for the 8 months after.
Just have the worst. I had really bad LARP drop. I had like a real like.
I'm hoping that was just because it was our first sort of year of properly LARPing. Because I was proper like, in the winter. I was like, am I depressed or is it just winter? And
yeah, but no, I even mean after E2, like I was like, that I feel I'm
dead inside.
I'm empty. Why can't I be LARPing?
That's us right now. But obviously we went an entire year, so
yeah, but you kind of forgot what it was like, and now it's funny seeing you two after E2. Just Chloe just keeps being like, can we go back? Can we go back? Like
it was the
this
first thing I
second?
said in the van on the way home. I think wasn't it? It was like, can we just turn around? Can we go back?
Yeah.
They got on the motorway, just like, okay, let's just go back. Like,
We're talking about what the perfect balance of LARP and life would be. And I think 5 days, weekdays, normal LARP, you're at LARP, and then just a weekend of 2023 real life, I think would be the perfect
100%.
lifelong balance.
100%. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Shall we go around the circle and say who we are?
I think people know who we are at this point.
I'm Morgan.
Oh, I'm Sneechy.
Sneechy. He's sad because it's not LARP right
He's
now.
Sneechy.
Sneechy.
He will evolve into Nietzsche when he arrives back on the field.
When he comes out of his
Like
chrysalis.
a phoenix from the ashes.
Yeah.
I'm Kerry.
I'm Alex.
I'm Chloe. Hello.
And together, we're LARPs and
Nerd powers activate.
So,
I think it's the worst thing we've ever done.
Dangerous Thursday wasn't very dangerous this Summit, I found. Wasn't that day? It was all right.
Too hot.
It was too hot.
It was too hot.
I had a few drinks, a bit of a laugh, but yeah, it wasn't as
Oh,
dangerous.
I went
as
to a
first.
Varushkan beach party.
I also went to
Yeah.
the Varushkan
Oh.
Beach Party.
I went past it.
I was going to say, we walked past it. We didn't pretend.
Yeah, I think by the time we walked past it, it just descended into what looked like Woodstock, and we were like,
Yeah.
there's no formula here. Everyone's just
There wasn't
going mad.
Look, I arrived and within 3 minutes, someone had run up to me and sprayed salt water in my mouth.
Was that circuit
Are you
by
sure it
chance?
was
That wasn't
salt water?
circuit. No, it was definitely salt water.
Okay, good.
Because they were like, "Would you like some tequila followed by some salt water?" And I was like, "No." And they just, as I said, no, they just sprayed me in the face.
So you didn't want the tequila, is basically what they heard.
Yeah, I didn't want any of it. They just got sprayed in the face. Luckily, I had glasses on.
I ran back to my tent and put on a Hawaiian shirt to join with
Did
the
you
guys.
have a Hawaiian shirt?
Yes,
Yeah,
I did
of
have a
course you
Hawaiian
don't.
shirt.
Incredible.
When doesn't Tom have a Hawaii?
Yeah, exactly. You're lucky he's
That's
not
so
wearing one
funny.
now.
Oh, I
Or
wish
unlucky,
I'd been
as it were.
pre-warned. Definitely would have brought.
No,
one.
and Circuit came up to me and rubbed some sand on me as well to give me that beachy vibe.
Oh, it was a good time. But yeah, we got you guys, Alex and Chloe, set up in your IC camp for the first time, which was exciting.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how big the tent was.
We got it out, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
It's spacious in here.
Is that where we were? Were we making sausages, or were you making sausages, or was that the Friday night?
I think Friday night we didn't start cooking Thursday. Oh no, we did, because I think one of the first things I wanted to do
Oh, we did
was
cook
get the fire
something.
going.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
me, you, and Manna.
Yeah, Man of the Orc. So we accidentally stole the Boar's Head space. There was a bit of
Oh
mix
god,
up
yeah,
with
all
the,
that kerfuffle.
with the camp planning. But it turned out amazing because we ended up having this great back and forth. Both.
It was so great having
IC
you
and
next to the
OC
Boar's
with
Head
them.
because that's where I spend the majority of my weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great spot. It was nowhere near as kind of loud and hectic as we thought it would be later on into the night. Everyone kind of just like goes into their own nations rather than in between it. But yeah, it was just a great spot. Got
Great spot
cooking,
for
got a bit of
selling
setup.
things.
Yeah, just basked in the immensity of our tent and how much nicer it is now not to just have to dip our toes in and out of Anvil, going back from IC to OC over
It's
and
nice
over
to just
again.
be in it.
It's
Yeah.
such a game changer having an IC tent. Saves you
100%.
so much game time.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I even think, like, to be fair, like the Dawn's now got an out of character camp, which is like just behind the main Dawn field. And I think even that will be a massive quality of life improvement for Dawn players because, like, you literally just
Rather
you might be
than
out of
walking
character, but
through
you're
Winged
you're basically there. You're kind of
Yeah.
like just come over
It's
to
not
the
like
field.
where the
Yeah.
other out of character is where you have to go all the way through the back past God, through all the car park.
I
and
lost
Yeah.
so much game time at E1 last year just from hiking from Wintermark to the League and back.
we were pretty far out of the way, but even then, that still felt closer than where we camped out of character last time.
Yeah. The only issue with that is the winter marks a right wind tunnel. So during E1 last year, it was freezing going to and from the tent.
Especially if you've got a summer tent.
I'd have
Yeah.
given anything for a breeze, never mind a wind tunnel.
Oh my God, yes.
I was talking about this the next event. So next event, I'm going to be in my tent by myself. And we're going to, because it's going to be so hot, I'm going to, the ground sheet detaches and you can roll
Lift
up,
up the
the, you know, the
sides.
straight walls, you can roll them up and bugs be damned. Like, I don't fucking care. So like, I can actually get
Yeah.
a breeze kind of blowing through.
I think we've got like a zip so we can like take ours off and like just go flex. The ground sheet is attached, but I'm sure ours does that too.
Yeah.
Just get a
Yeah.
mosquito net.
Sorry?
Just get a mosquito net.
Yeah, that's true.
Hang
actually.
it from the pole and it'll go over you.
Yeah, that's a really good
Everyone's
point.
just going to be watching Tristan sleep.
Just watching my feet from beneath the tent. Oh, I'm putting it down when I
Tickle
get to
your toes.
bed.
I was gonna
Oh,
say.
I was like, you just sleep in there.
Just sleeping. I walked past and just sees Tristan.
Look at that majestic
Why does
bastard.
he sleep in his antlers? But yeah, no, it was awesome. Got set up. I had a minorly crazy Thursday night. I think I don't think I went too wild. Saw the iLARP guys.
I got my bit of mead, usual shebang.
Yeah, good night.
Had a few drinks with James, most handsome man at Empire.
Was the most handsome man in the Empire.
Yeah. He kept telling me off for calling him John. He's like, my name's James.
My name's
I was like,
James,
I was like, no,
please.
to me you are Jean. Deal with it.
I'll start calling you Gene.
There you
yeah.
go. That's what I'm going to call you next time, mate. Jean.
Thursday night rolled around. Friday, where was everyone at timing? So Dawn had not
On
Dawn.
Friday.
Yeah, because we had organised. Everyone who'd fought in the Barons with the Hounds of Glory organised to do a walk in from God, as if we'd all just returned from war.
Oh, yeah.
Because those that had gone to the Barons had got a traumatic wound and a spontaneous aura and stuff. So they were encouraged to fizz rep your traumatic wound, go to God, and then we all, as players, arranged go to God before time in, and then once time in happened, we marched into camp. So that's where I was. Where was everyone else? Like at time in.
So gutted I missed that march. It sounded so cool.
Oh,
It was. I
amazing.
saw it. I walked past you and I saw you because you were like relatively near the front.
Do you know what
weren't
side I was
Yeah.
on? I was on the side that none of the photographers were on.
You were
I
on
was
the
on the.
side.
I was furious.
You're on the side. You're on the forge side, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
because
know
I
what?
saw you.
The
I saw
photographers
you.
were on the other side. All the photos, you could just see my little face like poking
Yeah.
in between the lines.
Because I walked past and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Because I was in the process of running to a skirmish to hope to
you
try and get
Get
on
to that
it.
first time in skirmish.
Yeah. We didn't make it on there. Like there was myself and a couple of dread shields. We were just stood there like, are we going to get on? Because I think a couple of us had already gone through. We're like, is there still space? So we just stood around, waited, and then we're like, oh no, we're not getting on this. So kind of toddled on back. But yeah, I walked past and I was like, what the fuck's going on there?
Yeah, it was really good.
It looked pretty scary, I'm not going to lie.
It was. We all had like banners. We were all singing a song. We were all singing "The Flowers of Ovan," which was like filked by someone from Dawn.
Yeah, I actually heard you entering this time. And like last time I thought I was going to see you coming in with a traumatic wound. But this time I was like, what? What's that noise? Oh my gosh, I best go look. And I actually saw your little face popping around. Like you looked well happy.
It's just shouting "Death to the Druge."
Yeah.
I started off at the Jackdaw camp.
Core.
I had
What's your aesthetic? My aesthetic is Jack Core. Jackdaw Core.
effectively I just had a list of admin for the first time of like as soon as timing happened, it's like I have shit to do. So we had jackdaws to bond in. So we had myself, Will, and 3 of the new recruits all lining up, swearing into the banner, making sure they're all ready for working for Core Draco in the battle. We also did a fortitude ritual at the same time. So it was like, gotta do all this admin. Go, making sure we're prepped.
Just the sentence is like the fact that Nietzsche started his weekend with admin is so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go to guard. Luckily, Will took that bullet and went to guard.
Wonderful.
I sent Luther, played by James, off to the Deputons ball since my fine self couldn't be there. But just to represent the Jackdaws, I sent
Yeah.
him with the mini banner
Love
just
it.
to hold it over.
The mini banner.
But by the look of it, there wasn't too many people at the Deputons ball this time. I didn't know if it was because we didn't have like the usual egregores or just it was too hot or everyone was busy.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if it was like less new players or something. I don't know.
Yeah. What about you two? Where were you when the timing came about?
I'll give you one guess where I was.
Were you at the Boar's Head?
I
by
was
chance?
at the Boar's Head. Yeah. And then very soon after, the lovely person who was trying to get Pepe the Squirrel sworn as a citizen came and approached me because I was sort of looking at the academy because they'd mentioned having like a meeting there and everyone going to the academy with little Pepe for Citizen badges or Pepe fan club badges, and harassing the academy people so that they'd let him do his citizenship test. So yeah, they weren't at the academy, but then they did like within sort of like 10 minutes come and find me, and I was like, "Is it time? Is it time?" And it was indeed time. What about you, Alex?
I was ready at just.
Did you have your sausage out?
No, I wasn't waiting. Well, I was actually waiting.
We're waiting with sausage in hand, ready to go on
Aggro
grill.
snags.
Just imagine you there literally paused, waiting for like time in, as if you're
Yeah.
like waiting for the director to go and action.
The whistle goes as he slams the sausage on the
You
grill.
don't usually
Yeah.
pay to be a kickabayo for that.
But yeah, as soon as time in hit, I just started cooking and was like, right, I brought 50 sausages. I thought, with buns and condiments and things as well. I thought that'll last the weekend. I'm probably going to end up going home and eating hot dogs for the foreseeable future because I'll have so many left over. And sold 90% of them in about an hour.
2 hours.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think it was about 2 hours, wasn't it?
Well, it
It
took.
was in the space of 2 hours, but it might not have been like the first 2 hours, but like
Yeah. It
maybe
did
between
take a
like
while.
7 and 9 or something.
Well, no, because they needed to cook. So like
Yeah.
after and I was getting everything ready and set up and stuff like that. So
And
but
people were obviously at the like standings and national meetings
yeah,
and stuff like
exactly.
that, aren't they?
Yeah.
When they first time in.
So
yeah.
you know basically that you're onto a winner, so you can bring more next time. I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring like 200 next time.
Yeah, it's mad.
My
sell
big
them all.
failing was that I made 2 cakes and gave away the majority of the pieces before time in when I started selling them. So I made like a crown in prosperity.
I should give Will, who plays Marty, a shout out just for the way he did the rituals for the joining for the Jackdaws. He brought like a Jackdaw mask, which I found really cool.
Because he's the head of your coven, isn't he?
He's the head of my dramaturgy coven. So we had Salt behind holding the banner looking intimidating, but with this Jackdaw mask on it.
Oh, nice.
So when doing the fortitude ritual, he's like he was talking to our mascot, the Jackdaw, who is apparently in canon now called Jester the Jackdaw.
Chester the
I
Jack.
love that.
Marvelous.
I
course
just
he's
thought
a
it was a
jester.
really cool little touch.
That's cool.
Dramaturgy for the win. Proper magic.
Dawn has dramaturgy.
Not proper leaguish dramaturgy.
We're all about dramaturgy. Get.
I've
step
never
off.
met anyone more dramatic than a Dornish person. So,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. You're so antagonistic.
I don't know.
towards
Have you
my
met the
people.
Marchers when they're told they're not going to get Matilda? They're pretty damn
Oh,
dramatic.
spoilers!
I saw a TikTok about that. It was really funny.
It's really funny. Seeing
I do love
Empire.
how much Empire like memes are like now popping up on my TikTok.
Yeah, it's funny.
I don't know what the page is, but I think like Tom, you sent the link in the chat to some.
And you were just like, I've just watched every single one of these TikToks.
Yeah, they were honestly they were all so funny. Like they were really good. I don't know what the page is, but it was good.
No, I know. I think I know which one you mean as well. I think they're a highborn player.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so we had our little march in. We were singing. I had my banner held up. So I made a banner for the Company of the Golden Roses, which is my military unit. So I put now the original design of the banner is a golden rose with 2 antlers either side and then 2 rampant lions facing each other on like a blue field. But I decided to make this banner the day before on Wednesday. So I was like, I don't have time to do all that. So what I did instead was made a much shorter version with just the golden rose and the 2 antlers either side. And then the rest of it, the whole bottom had like strips of fabric coming down. And what I said was when the first person who died, who fell in battle from my unit, we cut the bottom of the banner off and used that as a stretcher. And it was eventually their burial shroud as well. So we buried them in that. And then every single one of my soldiers that died, we took a strip, like a favor from them, a strip of their tunic and tied it to the banner. So I had like
That's
20 on them flying from it. So as we were walking through, it's kind of blowing. We got loads of fake blood and put it on and
That's
stuff.
really fucking cool.
It was
I like that.
it was really beautiful. And then carrying it through. And also that just added such a punch to like the context of it. Because whilst you're walking through, because the whole reason we're doing this is because like Hounds of Glory has been destroyed. We're all fucked up and walking back. And having that and seeing that being like, that represents just a small, like 1 military unit and 20 people died. And you think of the thousands of people that have died in the army and stuff. And it was like a real nice emotional hit. Walked all the way through to the Glory Square and had the general of the Hounds of Glory, Tancred Dakota Fur, did a speech, which was really moving. And then the Urizeni general, Amero of the general of the Citadel Guard, did a speech as well, which was very lovely as well. Just all kind of being like, we've done it. It was a sacrifice, etc., etc. It was like a real like kick to the start of the weekend. It was lovely.
Bit of a spicy punch to
Yeah.
you win.
Cheeky little death to the Druge. And then
Just gonna have a
Just a
little
cheeky
death to
little
the
one.
Druge. It's gonna be okay.
Just a small
so it was a little
one.
death to the Druge. Don't listen, Synod, it's fine.
No heresy.
And then I saw SD, who's played by the wonderful Emma, my partner, who
You mean
gave,
Etsy?
who gave me like a massive hug, and it was really beautiful to like, oh, thank God you're alive, bloody, kind of thing. And it was there, like I say, very explosive start to the weekend. It was good stuff.
Look how all of our games are so different. While you were doing that, I was walking down to the academy with my little Pepe, the fan club badge, and about 4 other people.
Yeah,
Like standing at the doorway.
Tristan's wrestling with the trauma of seeing many of his soldiers die. Nietzsche's doing paperwork.
and I'm trying to
You're
help
looking
get
for a
us
score.
sit
You're
down.
I like how I'm meant to be playing this horrible, anti-villain count. It's like, it's just all admin now, paperwork.
I've never seen Nietzsche as an anti-villain.
No, he's just a
Anti-villain.
bit of a grimy guy.
a grimy guy.
Just a bit of a sleaze.
bag.
Just a little sleaze.
I'm looking forward to you becoming a priest so you can live your Better Call Saul.
Oh, better soul all art.
Better Saul.
That's so cool.
You thought you were going to get
Gotta
away
say it
with
like that
that,
for copyright reasons.
Better Saul cool.
No, as soon as we finished our rituals, though, and got everyone bonding in through our lovely dramaturging and my fantastic speech, we had to then run over to Cordraco to fill in more paperwork and arrange to meet the Lance captains and introduce ourselves to the general. Like, I don't think there's anything strictly against the rules of just randomly
There isn't. No.
swearing your mercenary company to a certain general, but just for decorum and to look, well, just well-mannered, which I know Jackdaw's well-mannered. Who would have thought it?
It's the done thing.
It is the done thing. So, but apparently that's quite difficult when all the Dornish are in like a big drama from apparently marching back from the Barons.
Yeah, I can imagine. Why did you just see it all gathered there?
Well, we went to Cordraco to get introduced to the general. They were busy serving everyone in the bar. Everyone's pouring back. So we're just sitting there waiting to get served. Had a few pints. They tried to take us to the general. They were being seen to by friends. I imagine it was quite traumatic for them in the battle. So we were just patiently waiting, just like seeing all this Dornish stuff happening.
Just the league
Looking
being
at
there
her.
whilst Dawn's crying and wailing, and all the Jackdaws stand there with their pole arms like, so...
Well, it was literally just me
business,
there,
business.
standing with a pint, waiting to just get introduced to this general. It's like, but having to wait and being over there to do Cordraco business did mean I got to crash your game a little bit.
I like how you just said it like the Leaguish people are like business, 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 which is now making me just think of Dornish people and Leaguish people going glory, glory, business, business, glory, glory.
But glory, 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 glory. Business,
Business,
business. But love, love, love. Money, money, money.
Literally.
Yeah, on the way to see the general, I was like, ooh, Morgan's got important looking people at his tent.
Yeah, so as I'd mentioned before, House Dulac was going to be hosting the Heralds of Barrion. Revel and Bellows were their name. Revel, it transpires, is basically Barrion's party planner. So he organizes all his parties because he's Revel. And Barrion's always the master of revels and he throws parties and stuff.
I'm just thinking of the little chocolates now that I really enjoyed when I was a kid.
So we were waiting for them to come around. We had a nice little cheese selection out. And then basically they came along. It was nice chatting to them. Literally at the time I had a bunch of people queuing outside of our tent being like, are the heralds here? Yeah, I need to speak to them. Oh, are the heralds here? Yeah, I need to speak to them. And I was like, they haven't arrived yet. I'm really sorry. They're not supposed to, they don't even arrive in Anvil till 7, then they've got to get here. So there was basically a queue out, and then they left, and then the heralds arrived, and then there was no one there for 10 minutes. And I was like, for goodness sakes. But it was really cool to get to meet them. We were chatting about my challenge there in Duke, which I'm going to get cast to me next event. And then as I'm having this, cultured conversation with two, beings from another plane of existence. Who do I fucking hear?
All right, Tristan, how's it going? Who are your friends?
Nietzsche just kind of leans over, steals a cracker, insults my guests, and leaves.
Yeah, sounds
True
about
Nietzsche
right.
style.
We rocked up shortly after that, didn't we? Because we turned up, I think, just after the cheese and crackers were done. And I love rocking up to Dawn as a Navari, just dirty, smelling like smoke, covered in leaves, to the beautiful, opulent
Flowers.
the House to Lack and the Glory of Dawn and the flags. And they'd just come back to say bye, I think. The
Yes,
heralds,
that was towards the end.
as we were stuffing cheese and crackers into our mouths. like just hoovering up the leftovers. And it was at that point you said something to one of that. It was all very proper. It all felt very kind of like quite religious and very smart. And they were said, it was a pleasure, thank you. And you've been very polite, and it was all very proper. And then as they were leaving, and it felt like a definite end, it felt like a lovely kind of, you thanked each other, it was all very polite, and they started to walk away. And with their backs turned, Neve goes, "Oh, I like your little bee badge." It
was the owl. It was the owl.
Oh, there's an owl.
I don't remember.
An owl necklace or something, yeah.
I wasn't even drunk on Friday.
I love your little necklace, and he was like, okay, and then he turned back around.
It was like, it's the symbol of my Lord Barry, and you're like, cool. He's like,
right, back. Fucking Navari.
it was
I
really,
was being courteous.
it was really funny talking to them because we were like, when you bustled off, they kind of were chuntering to each other, and we were like, what do you think of the league? And they kind of shared a look. They were like.
Business.
They're very business. It's like they're very bothered about money. It's like when you look, Dawn and Wintermark about heroism and glory, the challenge, but Wintermark and Breastcoast are all about money, and we just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know why. It was just very funny that just you walked up, we were just looking, just going.
Considering I'm also probably the least leaguish leaguer there is.
Yeah, but then about halfway through, Lady Lordine comes along, drink, and
The fact that you called.
yeah, I was getting there before you did. She came along and she was like, "Tristan, we need to go kill some tortured souls." And I said, "Are you going on it?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Okay." I turned around to the heralds. I said, "I'm really sorry, I've got to go, but Lord Telebrand Dulac, the Earl of the House, will keep you company." And he was like, "Yes, I'll be here. Don't worry about it." And I went to my first skirmish around 7 o'clock.
How was it?
Nice. It was good. I mean, does anyone else want to say what happened between 7 and 8 before I don't? Well, no, sorry, 8 and 9 before.
I went to the Lance Captain's meeting.
Oh yes, of course you did.
Another meeting, really?
Well, I am now apparently a captain within Dawn, technically, me and our little company. So that was quite interesting, just seeing how it's done in comparison to the League's fighting force. Because the League either has the national block, which is just one big meeting between all its members, or it's got its mercenaries companies who do their individual meetings. So it's quite interesting to see representatives for all the Dornish lances get together and discuss it and have just representatives there. Just a interesting little difference. We got placed with Cordraco, obviously, as our employer, and another house who I can't remember the name of, but we were Wolf Lance.
Cute.
Yeah, it was fun. And apparently it's like, here's the objective. Kill fucking all the Druge. Don't worry about venom. I think they were saying you've learned from your venom mistakes of the past. You'll just have people to get you all up. Just keep plowing forward and do the job.
So yeah, because the Lance Captains, was there much? Do you, as a nation in the League, have much of like a pre-battle chat?
We do, because I was with the National Block, and the National Block is between 20 and 40 people, depending on the time. Everyone can go. So I've always just gone to the National Block's meeting where anyone's invited, and we'll discuss every part of the detail of the battle. So everyone is super well equipped. I think it's why the National Block is such a good fighting force.
Yeah.
Just because it is so well organized.
Yeah.
So seeing how few people were at the Lance Captain's meeting in comparison, but you have to remember, they're all there just to represent their 10 to 20 people each.
So would you say, how different would you say it was, like Lance Captains versus whatever?
I think the Lance Captain's meeting was less detailed, but it was the first one. I missed the second Lance Captain's meeting.
I suppose at the first one, when you were talking about that, we didn't know where we were going, did we?
Everyone just assumed.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Barons.
sorry. What an insane question. It was
I know,
the
right?
Barons or it was either, what was it, Caraman or Bregersland, and neither of those Dawn were going to go on, so yeah.
But I also got to learn that was like a mercenary company of 29 Navari going with you to the front.
Yeah, there was a big Navari mercenary group coming out. I did not know that was how, like, the person who led it came up past our camp and was like, "Oh, we're joining you tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, wild." So how big is your mercenary guild?
We are currently 19, I think 15 fighters.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we had a lot of mercs as Dawn then.
Oh yeah, you hired so many mercs.
Crikey. Yeah, okay.
It was quite entertaining. And I also just like the distinct colour, black and feathers.
From
Like all the Dornish heraldry is
And then
bright
you-
colour
yeah,
and
yeah.
armour, and then just me and Modesto in black. And
the jackdaw, just like car. Just pictured you say jackdaws away, car, and then grabbing your cape and sprinting off. Oh dear. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. And also, for that, we also went to military council to swear our oath to the general as well. Could you remind me of the name, please?
The general that you spoke to.
Yeah.
Orem
was it?
Yeah, General Orem de Castellan, General of the Eastern Sky.
Yeah, it was quite cool just being there, like seeing all the Merc companies announce their
So
loyalty.
did you
to the
swear to Orem?
I swore to Orem.
Brilliant.
And it's just like, just me in my head, don't fuck this up, Tom. This is the first time you're doing, don't swear to the wrong general or say the wrong thing. But it was quite cool just seeing how many Mercs, like, and us not being the smallest Merc company, was like, we swear 12 to fight for Dawn.
Yeah. No, it's good.
And like the Reapers, like, we swear 18, and like just the face, I think the face of like, Navarre, we swear 29. Like, what the fuck?
That is a big striding. They have grown a lot.
Yeah.
Crikey.
But I was just like so proud and feeling so militaristic, just with our banner in the background, Salt next to me.
It would be good if you could,
Desto
it
on
would
the
have
other
been
side.
good to get a photo of that, wouldn't it? Just
It would
kinda
have been,
go
but
around, yeah.
of course, the
Oh, well,
photographers
yeah.
are never there with the coolest moments.
Yeah,
are they?
well, it's there another amazing. You know what I mean? There's so many cool moments that it'd be good to hire a photographer just to follow you all weekend.
Should we do it?
If anyone listeners want to offer their services,
Yeah, if you want a crew, I guess.
To be fair, I really do want to get like a professional camera and start doing LARP photography.
Yeah.
But it's just like the cost of proper cameras.
It's
And I
a-
don't
it's
really
a
want to just walk around with my phone out. Like, you know what I mean?
sacrifice the Fable Fund is willing to make.
For our dedicated photographer. What was everyone else doing between like 8 and 9, I guess? Or 7
well,
and 8 or whatever.
But yeah, we'll be just at the beginning of time in. As I say, I went down to the academy with the Pepe crew, as I've now just dubbed them, with our little fan club badges that didn't have any like attachment thing to them, like the metal bit. So we were just like holding them in front of our faces and putting them up and down as like tiny little picket signs, and convincing the chancellor at the academy.
Sounds so fucking adorable.
Justice for Pepe. Justice for Pepe.
Pepe for citizen, Pepe for citizen. And yeah, so we got to speak to someone at the academy. It wasn't someone who we'd spoken to previously, because this whole quest has been going on for 4 summits now. And the person who sort of, you know, has brought Pepe to Anvil was doing her best to lobby for him to take a citizenship test. And the person's like, well, can they speak for themselves? And she's like, speaks through me, because obviously it's just a little toy squirrel. And I think like it took us a little bit of convincing, but I was just like, you know what, like, you know, we can do a test. Like other people can debate whether or not it's like official or whether it actually means something, but we could still do the test, right? And then eventually we'd managed to talk her around into doing the test. So I got to witness a citizenship test because I got to go in and watch, which was very fun. With Elfie, I think her in-character name is, like sat there with a squirrel, being asked questions about Navarre and like, you know, tell me things about Navarre, and you know, more like Pepe knows more about Navarre than I do. We should ask him on the podcast. But like just listening, just watching as Elfie like lifts Pepe up towards her ear or just like nods. Yeah. So Pepe says this, and then like one of them was just like, "Oh, he's not sure." He said this, yeah. And it was a lovely little acting moment, very cute.
How long was the citizenship test?
Oh, it wasn't too long, maybe 10, 15 minutes, if that. Like maybe 10, I don't know. And then Pepe was given a certificate for honorary citizenship because technically, no, a squirrel can't actually be a citizen within the Empire. But apparently they can be an honorary citizen.
Yeah.
So we
They
managed
filled
to get
out a little
that. We
bit
have
of
a
piece of
little
paper. They're like,
cheer.
take this and move on.
Yeah, the chancellor was like, that's not my name at the bottom, but you don't know that. I just like signed the piece of paper like, this better not come back to me.
Justice for Pepe.
And then because there was so little controversy there, Elfie decided to take him to standing to announce to all of the Navari that there was now a squirrel citizen. And I went with them, and
There is now a honorary citizen in Navarre.
and they told a few people, and then I was like, hang on a minute, I'm allergic to meetings, I better go. Because I wasn't standing around.
I'm allergic to meetings.
Yes, I've decided Hylan is allergic to meetings.
Valid.
Yeah,
Absolutely valid.
But yeah, that was, and then I was like running around telling you guys whenever I saw you, like, guess what? Pepe's a citizen. And it was really nice being quite assured that Dawn weren't going into battle on the Saturday, because I was like, oh, that's great. I can find you in Viridian on Saturday at some point and sell your potions. I don't have to be in a rush, because
Yeah.
I hate having to sort it all out on a Friday night.
Oh, I can imagine.
I'm like, I just want to get drunk
Yeah.
and hang out with squirrels. Like, that's all I want to do.
why you come to
That's
LARP.
why I come to LARP. What about you guys?
Slang some snags, as I say,
Snags.
Doing your snags?
made quite a nice profit. And then Chloe was like, I might spend that profit. And decided to buy a jar of tapenade from
Oh, yeah.
Morgan
that
for, like-
tapenade was so good.
it was really
I know.
good.
What the hell's
It was
tapenade?
Olive paste.
Did you-
Olive
Ew, that's
Did you make that?
disgusting.
No, it's fucking not. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you're going to have to
Yeah,
give me the
it
recipe.
was amazing.
delicious.
I've already
fucking-
asked him for the recipe. That's why I'm having to buy it.
Tapenade is this. Honestly, first of all, tapenade's amazing. Like, I know people are like, I don't like olives, and they try tapenade.
Yeah, no, I don't like olives, but
They have it
tapenade
and
is
they go,
delicious.
Ooh, it was like olive. It's like an olive and fig sauce. I'll send you the recipe.
Either that or I'll buy some at LARP.
It's it's really good in the burger as well.
So good.
Oh,
Yeah.
We were
Oh,
having
and a
it with
bacon
our hot
sandwich.
dogs.
I could literally
Yeah.
just bring like a big loaf of bread
And that.
like a nice crusty bread, and just have that all weekend.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
good.
be
Honestly,
nice.
I'm gonna have to make some. I might make some more.
Make
for
some for
Hoist.
hoist. Yeah.
Yeah, but and it's vegan.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because I ate it.
Yeah. I was sat there going like, "What's the recipe? What's the recipe? What's the yeah, it's vegan."
I wouldn't have like been that mad if it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah, yeah.
like.
Oh no, sorry, it's got pork rind in it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I won't eat that
Yeah,
again.
no, I was joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll get you the recipe.
That's good.
Best
tapenade,
2
though.
crowns Chloe ever spent.
It was 3.
It was £3.
It was worth it.
I
I was sad that you'd bought it, because then I couldn't have more.
yeah.
But then I should have just asked you if I could have had some, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, I'll give you 5 rings, like, if you spread it on this loaf of bread.
Yeah, there was a point where I was just eating a hot dog bun with just the tapenade in.
It's
Yeah, I would do that.
It's so good. But yeah, so Alex made all this money
And you spent it
and
all.
I spent it. I bought
you bought so much shite.
You went through about 3 thrones or something like that.
You ate nothing but a
You,
gold
you
digger.
bought so much like I'm new to Anvil. I'm gonna buy shite.
I bought a couple of necklaces.
Sorry, I'm not right. I'm just
One
gonna
that-
qualify.
one that
I'm not
lights
calling
up.
the stuff that people made shite. I'm just saying that I could just like we're all like spend my money on potions, a few enchantments, get
Yeah.
myself ready, but maybe 4 necklaces, 3 rings, and new purse.
See, I'm literally like, how much like actual real food can I get so that I don't have
Yeah.
to buy it from like the out of Anvil vendors?
Meanwhile, there's
Yeah, sorry, Chloe. What did you buy? 2 necklaces.
Yeah, I bought a couple of necklaces. I think I bought some booze.
Yeah,
Like
That's valid.
I bought a lot of booze. I did buy something else. It wasn't the dagger because I traded that for a hot dog.
yeah.
I can't believe you got a whole dagger for a hot
Traded a
dog.
dagger for a hot
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, proper
Yeah.
icy
Well,
dagger. We got some really cool
it was
stuff.
with
trading
Luther
hot
was
dogs.
just going to
with
give it to
Luther.
her.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
you were given the dagger.
He was
Yeah.
going to just give it to me. I was like, well,
At least
I
take
have
a
to
hot
like
dog.
trade you something for it. He was like, all right, I'll have a hot dog. I was like, deal. I was like, I mean, I could just transfer you like a tenner. And he was like, no, it's fine. A hot dog will do. I was like, okay.
Absolutely incredible.
So I traded a hot dog for a dagger.
That's why the jackdaws suck at making money.
I traded hot dogs for smut.
Another valid purchase in all fairness.
Yeah, oily smut.
Oh, yeah.
Or did you pay for that?
For the smut, I don't
I mean, I know we traded drinks for hot dogs at one point, but
Yeah.
I trying to remember Friday night. I clearly must have been drunker than I thought because I thought nothing happened Friday, but it was all about Saturday for me. But
Yeah.
I don't
Were
know.
you
was,
just living your best tourist life?
I must have been.
To be fair,
It is a holiday
it's a
as well,
really
isn't it?
valid. I'm only taking the piss. It's like a real like great way to play Empire. Like just kind of being like taking in the vibe, spending your fake money on fun little bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
And we
one of the
still made a
necklaces
massive
lights up.
profit as well. One of the
Yeah.
necklaces lights
It
up. Oh,
lights
yeah,
up.
I remember that. Yeah.
It lights up, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Archie got you a necklace, didn't
I was-
he?
Yeah, I think I've lost it though.
Oh.
I kept it on all weekend so that I didn't lose it, and it's because it was like small and fiddly. And then I took it off while I was getting out of kit, and I don't know why. I should have just kept it on until I got home.
Incredible.
So I think I've lost it while packing up. Yeah, it might turn up. It might be like inside a pocket somewhere
Yeah.
or something. But
I was gonna say, what about the skirmish then?
Yeah, so I got dragged away to go on this skirmish. And the goal was powerful tortured soul. I think it had a weapon that we had to get. But again, all I knew is I had to keep someone alive. Saw a good friend of mine who used to be in a house that doesn't come to Anvil anymore, and they'd come with their friends. They're both listeners, so hi guys.
Hi,
you know who you are.
listeners.
And we went on the skirmish together to go kill some tortured souls. It was like the easiest skirmish I've been on since I have like been going on skirmishes. Like it was.
I'll be able to trump that later.
It was literally we went in, we saw some tortured souls, started cleaning legs, started exercising them. It was a mixture of husks and tortured souls.
Yeah.
So we did the usual thing, got some of them exercised, cut them down, managed to get the MacGuffin. And then once we'd done the thing, we were like, right, we should leave. And someone was like, how long have we got? It's like 10 minutes. And we looked up, there was 4 left. And we were like, do we want tortured souls left in the Barrens? No, we fucking don't. So then we sprinted after them, cut them down. We were like, right, head count. Everyone's still here. Back through the portal.
Nice.
Easy job,
Easy.
in and out.
In and out, 20-minute adventure.
Yeah, basically. Came back to Anvil, victorious. And that was, again, there's not a huge amount to go into on the skirmish. It went quite well. Didn't get a soul curse or anything. I did have a traumatic wound from the Barrens.
I think we need to make a rule: drink every time Tristan gets a traumatic wound.
Yeah, I got 2 this weekend.
2 shots.
And basically, I had a wound that wasn't closing up. And everyone from the Barrens had been coming back with like injuries and stuff, and everyone had been asking me. I was like, I've got a few cuts and scratches which aren't closing properly, but that's just the rivers run red, the ritual cast in the region. I'm sure it'll heal soon. After 6 hours, the flesh becomes like really touchy. Like it's like it burns a little bit, and I start to feel a bit feverish. But that's at like midnight, so like no one's role playing, like that kind of thing at midnight. So I was like, right, okay, whatever. So I was just kind of like role playing, like it was a bit itchy. I was itching it, but it was all right, and that was kind of setting in, but nothing too dramatic at this point. I headed back to camp. The heralds had gone for a wander. They'd gone to go see people because they had business to attend to. Lord Talabrin was having a date, which was very exciting. And then I kind of sat there waiting, seeing if the heralds would come back, grazed on some cheese and saw a few people coming and going. And then I think, to be honest, after that, I had the rest of my Friday was really relaxed.
Didn't you put out a fire?
I forgot about the Great Fire.
Great Fire of Dawn.
The Great Fire of Dawn, 385YE. So that was a bit later on. So Emma and I had been somewhere having a drink, I think. I can't remember what we'd been doing specifically. My brain was soup. Like it was
that
so
not
hot.
when you had to evacuate Dawn? Or
So it was before that. We'd gone back to the tent to wrap up a little bit. So I'd gone to change, because I was wearing all my linen clothes. I was like, I'm going to change into some wool clothing, just to, like, so I can be a little bit warmer. And whilst we're in the tent getting changed, people start shouting, fire, fire, fire. And then me and Emma were like, that's a bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
You can't just shout fire in case there's a real fucking fire. I open my tent door. Oh my God. And I could just see there's a gas canister across on. No, in fact, I can't see that. I see a tent glowing bright orange. You can just hear like the sound of flames burning, like real. And everyone's running out. And I'm like, I assumed it was like a campfire had caught. Okay. So I was like, right, I'll take some water over there so we can kind of help to put it out. Pick up a water bladder and I run towards the fucking tent. And as I get there, the tent flap doors is flapping, and I just see a massive gas canister with fire kind of coursing out, like a 5-foot
And
fucking
you just noped the way
pillar.
out of
I went,
there?
nope, and then
No.
ran straight back to my tent, like, absolutely not. And everyone
I
was
can
like,
help. Nope.
yeah, it's like, everyone evacuate, get out of Dawn, and the whole of Dawn, and I think a bit of Wintermark got evacuated. It's like, get the fuck out.
It's so hot. If that any of those canvas tents took flame,
Mate, if the grass had caught,
yeah,
that whole field would
Yeah,
have gone up.
that field was so dry.
Yeah,
week.
that it would have gone up. That would have been it.
It's amazing that like nothing.
Well, it was, so the gas canister actually burnt out before we left.
Okay.
But obviously you still need to get out,
sounds
right?
like PD
Yeah,
handled
so
it
to
well.
make sure.
Yeah.
No, the gas, I think the fire literally put itself out.
Yeah, but PD had to do like the procedures.
Yeah, the emergency truck came in. They had people dealing with it whilst we were all out. But that's why the Boar's Head all of a sudden got a lot of business.
You know what though? Like people were already all stood around me, so I saw that it got busier. But then because I was so focused on what I was doing, I didn't realize why. I didn't know any of this until the next morning when I sat having coffee with Emma.
So didn't
and she was like,
you?
"Yeah, because of the fire." And I was like, "What? There was a fire?"
So
What?
we got told about the fire. The people that were camped on the other side of us, the Pathfinders.
Yeah.
One of them was like, "There's a fire in Dawn," and I was kind of like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, one of the tents is on fire in Dawn." I was like, "Shit, we've got friends in Dawn." So I looked at Alex, like, "You're right to
Yeah.
stay here." I was like, "Can I go? I'm gonna go check on Morgan and Emma." And
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, that's fine, go."
I was like,
So
yeah, I'll get some
literally-
more sausages on. There's heaps of people coming up.
Yeah,
here.
so I literally I sprinted up to like see, and no one was there. And I think by the time that I got there, the fire and or the, whatever it was, like
There was like an emergency vehicle.
yeah, like it was coming out of Dawn, like past like towards like where the forge is and things. So I was like, oh, well, it must be all all right then.
Yeah.
So by the time that we got there, like people were back in their tents and stuff. So I didn't know they had been fully evacuated because
Yeah.
people were already back at this point.
Yeah.
So I was like,
The whole
Oh,
camp had
okay.
been emptied out.
Yeah.
Me, James, and Emma were all kind of like huddled because we're all fucking freezing. We're huddled in his cloak because it was huge. Just like
Oh yeah, because like Emma said she was cold, so I ran to go and get a blanket for her. But I didn't know why she was. I didn't know why you guys were there. I thought you were just like. had
we were
come
like
around.
basically we were like right. Let's go.
Because like you get like people going on pub crawls in groups, like the Dread Shields did it on the Saturday, didn't they?
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
just
yeah.
thought like a pub crawl had come through or something.
It was crazy. It was what I did think. So we went to your bar, and this is when you showed me your little game.
Yeah, the game that drives so many people
Oh my
crazy.
goodness! What was really funny was Tristan wouldn't care.
Yeah,
Tristan wouldn't give a flying fuck because he was like, yeah, whatever. I can't work it out. Morgan was dying. I was like inside. I was like, what the fuck is the answer to this question? I was like, don't care, leave. And I think I did quite a good job of just being like,
yeah. You didn't seem to care.
whatever, who cares? But my favourite thing was Ibis, Archmage Spring, was kind of standing over with us with his Urizeni with all his poise. And he was like, oh, it's a simple matter of you're not counting the dice, you're counting something else, and whatever. I'm sure I can work it out. And went over while someone else was doing it. And then you roll the dice, said a number, and his face just went,
It was beautiful. There was always a thing where you roll it like once, you roll it twice, and people are like, oh yeah, and then you roll it again, and they go, oh, what?
Yeah.
And it was him as well. At the next day when
Yeah.
I was walking through
It
the
was
Traders
so
Row, and he
funny.
was like, this is the person with the dice game I was telling you about. I was like, that's me.
So funny.
I
You
have
should have
found
been
my
charging
game.
for that.
I might.
Then we had the fucking, what else were you doing? You doing something? Oh, you doing like a shot game?
Oh yeah, there's
That wasn't their fault.
the game that the Boar's Head do anyway, sort of sometimes. Or I sort of have taken over that now because I really like it.
Yeah.
Where you-
The rest of the Friday was really chill for me. Was that the night we went to Wise Guys? Was that Friday?
that was Thursday, wasn't it? No, it couldn't have been, could it?
Oh, that was
Oh
right
yeah,
at
no,
the
yeah,
end
that
of
was
the
after
night.
the Boar's
Yeah.
Head closed, and I then still wanted to drink, and I bumped into you and went to Wise Guys.
So we had like basically I had like a really nice relaxed Friday.
Mm.
We saw some really good friends of the podcast. We saw Talis, which was really nice.
I love my boy Talus.
Yeah.
And Dave, the
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Dave, did Dave come with? Yes, he did.
yeah, because I was gonna say, wait, you're Dave?
Because I was
I've heard his
right. That
name
was it.
so
Because I
much.
was right at the end of the bench. It was me, Talis, and someone I don't know who came along. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
And then someone else. So we were like really cut off.
You see, I was at the other end just
Yeah.
having a chat with
But
Dave.
I want to have a more conversation with Talis, I think, in the future. Because it was like, because there was a few people near us, or a couple of people near us, who were timed out.
Yeah.
Despite the fact we were all still trying to be IC, and it was really like grating because you couldn't really stay in character because they kept bursting out of character, which is a bit, whatever. Like it was technically after one. But I just think for next time, I just need to have a kind of like, hey, are you guys out of character now? So we're either going to go somewhere else to be in character, or can you stay in character or whatever?
Yeah.
I just think, because like after 1 o'clock, you can't ask people to do it.
Yeah, even at that time, like if I'm going to say something out of character, I do try and say it really quietly. Like I'm not talking to a group about out of character stuff, but I might be like, oh, by the way, have you
yeah,
have you
me
heard
and
of
Dave
it?
were like having a little just huddled, trying to be quiet OC chat. Just
Yeah,
like
I think it's just
general
polite
shit,
to
yeah.
keep OC stuff quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
In general.
I will rewind a bit.
Oh yeah, sorry. I basically all I was going to say is that was basically my Friday. It was nice and chill. Saw some lovely friends. Got a bit drunk.
Nice and chill, except for the fire.
Except for that.
I had to make a choice. I had to choose, do I go on the Bravo pub crawl or to the Reaper's party? Because I'm a popular man and got invited to parties. So I chose the Reaper's party, and he had like a little spread on some drinks. I felt like a very important person. But then they told me what entertainment they'd have for the night. I was like, you're having the Coctopus. I've wanted to see the Coctopus since
Oh, was that
the LARP
Friday night?
noobs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because there was a new player at the Boar's Head, and I adopted them and brought them to see the Coctopus after like 5 minutes of meeting them.
Yeah, as soon as I heard the Coctopus was going to be on at the Reaper's tent, I was like, be right back. I had to rush over to the Boar's Head to get Kerry because I know she'd kill me if I'd like to miss the Coctopus.
Yeah, so like this person I just met, and I was like, you can come too. Let's not lose touch this quickly.
The Reaper, leader of the Reapers, I think he's called Cyril, was like, you should bring your jackdaws. I came back, so I couldn't find my fucking jackdaw, so I found my housekeeper. I hope that's
Hi.
all right. And the play lives up to the hype. I won't
Oh,
spoil
yeah, it was
what it
good.
is.
Yeah.
But the puppets are fantastic.
James was telling me that the person in purple who sort of was the main character, she's part of the newspaper that I write for as well. I was like, we're on a group chat on Facebook. What? Didn't know that.
If you ever get a chance to see the Coctopus, I very much recommend it.
We did have the chance to see it, but
But it was
passed
10
up.
o'clock at night. Like, no one actually gets to anywhere they're meant to be at 10 o'clock at night.
Well,
You
we
lose
ended
track of
up doing
time.
the bar crawl.
Yeah.
You should also try and see that other play if they ever put it on again, the Dildodos.
Yeah.
I saw that in my first year back in
What?
2019. I like how you can accept Coctopus
Yeah,
fine,
we've
but
heard-
Dildodo.
Well, we've heard the word coctopus that many times now.
Yeah. Like, octopus just does not sound right.
No.
It's just coctopus.
Nietzsche actually reached into his little purse and paid the price, a good couple of crowns to see the Coctopus. I was quite happy with the
It's not
investment.
exactly like he's short of money, though, is it?
Nietzsche just houses moths in there. There's nothing in that purse.
Stop lying.
Let's be fair, his coffers are quite bountiful, but I don't know about his personal.
Tom's sitting there being like, stop
look,
telling.
his face
stop,
does look small.
Stop telling the guild secrets. We're poor. Please think we're poor.
No, I actually don't have much in it compared to most players with like the 20 thrones or whatever.
Oh, most players.
Oh yeah.
Has anyone else got
Sounds like
anything?
you sound like a member
Look
of
at him
like
trying to change
you know,
the
like,
subject.
You know, like the top 5% who are like, oh, but everyone's got this amount of money. That's what you sound like, right?
Yeah, but I
now.
don't have trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
I
do
sound
I?
like that guy on like Question Times. Like I'm not.
I'm
a
not at the
maximum
top.
earner on like 85 grand.
I
or what
was
he
like,
said.
uh,
I think after that, the only thing I did that evening was the Merchant Princes meeting, as per usual. I have a habit of probably just kind of dozing off until I hear something militaristic, like National Block. I know about this shit. Wake up!
wake up, Digi.
It's time to shine. We're still working out on how to fund the National Block, but we'll get there eventually. I loved it as well because I was just drinking at the end of the table with the Reapers as well. I feel like I've buddied up with them quite well.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and one of them works for the Boar's Head as well. So, like, when we went in to go see the Coctopus, I was like, hi.
I spoke to someone from the Reapers. I don't know who
There's
they
like
are.
40 of them.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of
I
them.
don't know who they are. I was talking to them about getting a meeting with the Reaper at
Oh,
E1.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Well, you have to wait till
Hopefully.
E1 next year when he's doing his rounds.
I think
Yeah.
so. They were like possibly, and then they looked. They were with Anastasia.
Anastasia,
Anastasia.
That's who works at the Boar's
Yeah.
Head. Yeah,
Um,
who actually already knew the rules for the dice game when I started playing it. So she was my assistant all night. It was great.
amazing. But yeah, he was with her, and they were talking about it, and they were like, "No, yeah, it will have to be E1." I was like, "Damn it!" But okay, that's
Will,
fine.
will
I
you
was
be
like,
booking an appointment then?
I think so, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do. But we were talking about it. I'm going to try and catch them. I doubt that they'll remember.
No, just
But-
go to the league when they're doing the big procession. The Reapers will be taking their appointments.
Yeah, I literally just need like 5 minutes just to ask them a question.
They'll,
Go.
they'll still want prosperity prices, so don't pay up all your hot dog money.
Oh, it's fine.
We'll drain. Chloe will
pay
drain
the
the
price.
coffers. She didn't sell the hot dogs.
I'll pay the price. I
This is
mean,
where we find out you have a goose whisper addiction, just like Reiner.
I need to take Whisper. I need to take some Goose Whisper.
Oh, I can get you some. at
Great.
The next
I've
event.
got a plan with a friend to take some Goose Whisper and have some
Fab.
trauma dump next.
Well, my
event,
friend
so.
who brews Goose Whisper should be back at E3.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
I'll send them a message and see
Yeah.
if they are. and
We're gonna
give
have
us
a we're
Goose
gonna have a
Whisper.
we're gonna have a Goose Whisper cry session. It's gonna be good stuff.
Love it. I can't wait to fund your Goose Whisper.
Will you
Can't
eventually hit your climax?
Shut up. Tish.
Yeah. Anything else for Friday, or is that us all done?
I think pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my Friday was nice and chill. My whole event was chill, really, because I was like,
well, you couldn't do too much in that
it's
heat.
too hot. I had a few things. I needed to get done that meant I couldn't do other stuff. But definitely set some stuff in motion. Spoke to the Heralds of Barons, who understood who I am and who my test was a little bit more. But yeah, all around.
Yeah, Friday tends to be admin day, and then we get into the meat and potatoes on the Saturday.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. You always feel like I often feel out into Friday like, oh my god, that's gone so quickly, and then like we've got all of tomorrow, kind of thing.
All my stuff kind of happened Saturday anyway. So
Yeah, same.
I was just waiting because obviously we found out that we were fighting on Saturday. So that I was kind of like, yeah, it's all going to kick off tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we didn't really do too much. Chilled out.
Amazing.
Drunk.
So,
It's pretty good.
Thanks for listening.
thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week to talk about Saturday.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Hope you're happy, James.
Hello.